Anyway, here's this joke about the lady. She's going in for surgery for a heart attack. Ooh. Oh, no, she had a heart attack, going in for surgery, right? And she gets a vision of God by her bedside, and she asks, will I die? God says, nope, you got 30 more years to live. The lady's thinking, 30, it's something. It's not a lot, not as much as I was hoping for, but you know what? I'm going to make the very best of it. I only got 30 years, I'm going to live it up. So I'm in the hospital already. As soon as she gets out of surgery, says, getting breast implants, liposuction, tummy tuck, hair transplants, collagen injection in her lips, facelift, everything. She looks great. The day she's discharged, he exits the hospital with a swagger, right? Look it out, check it out, crossing the street, and immediately she's hit by an ambulance and is killed. Right away. Right? Goes up to heaven, he says, you told me I had 30 more years left. And God said, that was you? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. Sorry about that. Okay. Here's a guy. This is what it's like to have children. This is a joke from someone who raises kids. He says, after a long day's work, I came home and saw my kid ripping off the front and back pages of my dictionary. Now things just go from bad to worse. No. Because everything else is ripped. I remember my uncle used to tell me a joke, like whenever you complained about anything, he said, if you want sympathy in this house, you can find it between shit and syphilis in the dictionary.
That's all.
Okay. Well, here's the long joke. Okay, this is a long one. Let's see. A woman joins a country club, and when she hears the guys talking about their golf round, she says, I played on my college's golf team. I was always pretty good. Do you mind if I join you for next week? Well, no one wants to say yes, but they're kind of on the spot. And finally, one man says, okay, but we start at 6:30 a.m. He figures the early tee time would discourage her. And the woman says, this may be a problem, and asks if she could be up to 15 minutes late. And they roll their eyes going, okay. Well, she's there at 6:30 sharp. Beats all of them with an eye-opening 2 under par round. She's fun and pleasant, and the guys are impressed. They congratulate her and invite her back next week. She smiles and says, I'll be here at 6:30 or 6:45. Okay, well, one or the other, she says. A bit weird, but next week she shows up again, 6:30 sharp. Oh, this time she plays left-handed. 3 guys are incredulous, and she still beats them with an even par round, despite playing with her offhand. They're completely amazed. They can't figure her out. Well, she's a very pleasant and gracious winner. They invite her back again. Each man harbors a burning desire to beat her. Third week, she's 15 minutes late, which irritates the guys. This week, she plays right-handed and narrowly, just barely beats all 3 of them. The men grumble at her late arrival and their petty gamesmanship on her part. However, she's so charming and complimentary of their strong play, they can't hold a grudge. This woman is a riddle no one can figure out. They have a couple of beers in the clubhouse, and finally, one of the men asks her, how do you decide if you're going to golf right-handed or left-handed? The lady blushes, and she grins. She said, when my dad taught me to play golf, I learned that I was ambidextrous. She replies, I like to switch back and forth. When I got married after college, I discovered my husband always sleeps in the nude, and then from then on, I developed a silly habit. Right before I leave in the morning golf practice, I pull the covers off of him. If his willy points to the right, I golf right-handed. If his willy points to the left, I golf left-handed. The guy thinks, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And astonished at this bizarre information, the other guy says, what if it's pointing straight up? And she says, oh, that's when I'm 15 minutes late. I like that. It's kind of cute. All right. You know, I had sex with an almond tree once, and then I realized that's the part of my life where I was fucking nuts.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Okay, here's one. Guys walking home late one night from a bar. This is a creepy joke. This is a horror film. Like, try to think of like an old, like Vincent Price kind of a movie, right? Going down a dark alley somewhere, right? He's walking home. Then he hears a bump, bump, bump behind him. Walking faster. He looks back and he makes out the image of an upright coffin banging its way down the middle of the street towards him. Bump, bump, bump. Terrifying! A coffin! This is so messed up! The man begins to run towards his home, the coffin quickly bouncing behind him, faster, bump, bump, bump. Runs up to his door, fumbles with his keys, opens the door, rushes in, slams, and locks the door behind him. However, the coffin crashes through the door. The lid of the coffin clappity, clappity, clap, clappity, clap, clappity, clap. On the heels of the terrified man rushing upstairs to the bathroom, the man locks himself in. His heart is pounding. It is reeling. His breath is coming in sobbing gasps. A loud crash. The coffin breaks down the bathroom door, bumping and clapping towards him. The man screams and he reaches for something, anything, but all he can find is a bottle of cough syrup. Desperate, he throws the cough syrup at the coffin, and of course, the coffin stops. You think that's a groaner? I heard about this movie. This is a horror movie. This is an absolutely real thing. It came out in the late 1970s. And you know what you're getting at. It's one of those movies where you know what you're getting right out of the title. Like if you see a movie called Jaws, right? Oh, you know it's going to be about a shark or piranha. This title of this movie is called, and I'm not making this up, this is a real thing, it's a 2-hour feature, and I think somebody uploaded all of it onto YouTube. The movie's called The Bed That Eats People. What I gotta think about is whenever I do a comedy show and I can't think of anything, like tonight where I gotta pad this thing out a bit, but you gotta push through because out there somewhere, there's a guy who was typing out a script for The Bed That Eats People and he actually saw it through. You gotta admire that. Okay? Someone said, we need you to make a script. For what? I don't know, some stupid horror movie, whatever, Bed That Eats People. And this guy must have just... You realize how much it takes to make an hour and a half movie? I think it's at least 102 pages. 110, 120 pages. Oh, the story about a bed that eats people. It's not a 5-minute gag on Saturday Night Live. That would be easy. No, this guy did it. Went right through the whole thing. I kind of admire that kind of dedication. Anyway.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy says his wife is angry. Oh, get a little of this. This is cute. I love this movie. I love this. Guy comes up and he says, my wife's angry with me and no longer wants to have a baby with me because I keep quoting The Princess Bride all the time. Inconceivable!
No, geez.
I knew Timmy was going to laugh at that one first. That word, I don't think it means what you think it means. You keep using it all the time. And let's see, I got enough more jokes here for you. A little girl says to her mother, she says, Mommy, when you're away at the weekend, a strange lady came around. Not now, says Mommy. Wait till Daddy gets home. Well, and then tell the story. It's like, okay. All right, so they wait till Daddy gets home. The Mommy says, now, dear, what you were saying about Daddy and the strange lady? And Daddy starts to say something. Mom says, you keep quiet. I'll be talking to my attorney in the morning. Carry on, dear. Well, says the little girl, Daddy told me to stay downstairs, and they went upstairs, but I followed them without Daddy seeing me. I saw them hugging and kissing on top of the stairs. Then they went to the bedroom and shut the door, and I went up and looked through the keyhole. Clever girl, says Mummy. What did you see through the keyhole? I saw them hugging and kissing some more, and then they started taking each other's clothes off. Then they carried on until they had nothing on, and then the lady got on the bed, and Daddy got on top of her. Yes, and then what happened? And then they did what Uncle Jack did when Daddy was in Vancouver last year, says the little girl.